morning everyone, Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream, glad you could make it today. So, tonight I want to try and get the demo for Saintess of the Golden Bow finished. Because we didn't quite make it to the end last time. Honestly, I have no idea how close to the end I am, but I guess we'll find out, huh? And I forgot to get the chat box set up properly. There we go. Sorted now. Imagine 2 scenes and done. Yeah, it's probably something like that, right? Like maybe half an hour or something, I don't know. But hopefully we can get it done in like 2 hours now. Right, so last time our protagonist got isekai'd into a BL story that she really liked as a character who dies as a tragic backstory deal. She survived that and therefore got chosen as the Saintess instead of the main character getting chosen as the Saint. And she has no idea how much of this she's going to be messing up. Yes, Truckcan was involved, that is true, Drag. Yes. Hi Drag, hi Nick. I hope you're both doing well. Right. A few days later, after countless failed attempts at accessing the Golden Bow's magic, I visit the priest's office again. Saintess? Elijah is here with Gareth and Meredith again. Gareth gives me a small wave, not looking up from his paperwork. Meredith smiles and nods at me before returning her attention to the plans in front of her. I want to talk to you, Elijah. I've got some questions about religion. Know thy enemy, or so they say. In this case, my enemy is either the Golden Bow or the God of Light himself. I know too little about either to face them head on. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have work today either, Nick. That's why I ended up going to an aquarium. Which was fun. Is that so? Elijah gives me a wide-eyed look. He walks to the door on the right side of the office and opens it. How was the Sea Life Centre? It was fun. I got through it a lot faster than I would have liked, but it was very busy as well, though, with it being a bank holiday and also raining. Meant a lot of people in there because it was an inside attraction. But yeah, there were cute little Animal Crossing signs, stamp card to do. I got to meet Isabel. It was fun. Let's not distract Gareth and Meredith then. Come in. He gestures to the door. I walk up to the podium and enter the room. I find myself in a cozy living room with beige decor. Plants are even more plentiful here than in the office. Plants and pictures of plants by the looks of it. What is this place? We're in my apartment. This is my living room. Man, imagine your living room being right next to where you work. Wait a second, I work from home. That's exactly what it's like. Sit down. I'll make us some tea. Elijah disappears through another door, leading deeper into his apartment. Or so I assume. I sit down on the couch, trying to relax. Elijah returns after a while and pours us both some tea. He takes a seat in the armchair. Do you like plants? How is it then, my workroom right next to my living room? It's fine because I don't have to physically deal with people. Whereas I guess Elijah has to deal with other people in his office right next to his living room. I gesture at the decor around us. I do. They are God's creations. They feast on the light he gives and it helps them to grow. Does Elijah know about photosynthesis? The view he just shared must be some myth of the religion that's surprisingly close to scientific reality. What would you like to know about our religion? Ooh, it's time to learn things again. Can you remind me how the world came to be? First, there was darkness. There was no life. Then a small spark appeared in the world. That spark formed the god of light. The god was lonely, though, so he created our world as well as the sun and moon to shine down upon his creation. Then he breathed life into nature, but the world still felt empty and lonely to him. So he made various kinds of animals, some friendly, others dangerous. Finally, he created humans, his most complex children. Afterwards, God made himself a home on the sun. From there he watches us every day. At night he sleeps, but the moon shines upon the world as his guardian. Sounds like a pretty standard fantasy creation myth. Kind of boring, but it works okay for this world. At least the god in this story is benevolent. I guess evil comes from the demons and lack of light, darkness. Who exactly is the god of light? Can you tell me more about him? He doesn't have a mortal form, so he doesn't resemble us humans. Even so, he's often depicted as a human with wings, an angel. He's really just a formless mess of golden, glowing, warm light. I frown. That description reminds me of the time I was reincarnated. Is it possible I really met the god of light himself? Obviously, I can't ask Elijah about that encounter, or he might consider my story a blasphemy against his god. God of Light loves us. He's kinder than any being in the world. That's why, when the demons attacked, he gave us the means to defeat them. He is a deity that interferes with the mortal world, but not directly. He gave humans the golden bow, crafted by the blessed blacksmith, but he wouldn't just step down from his pedestal to instantly resolve our problems. Humans have to save themselves. He just makes doing so easier, especially if we believe that the golden bow really is the only weapon that can defeat the demon queen. 2 decades of trying to kill her through different means are proof enough that the logic of the book is sound. Who exactly is the blessed blacksmith? Clement Syros. He's still alive, though nobody but the Empress knows where he lives. He's gone into seclusion. Too many people wanted to worship him as if he were the god of light himself. He preferred to live an ordinary life. Understandable. As far as I know, he's a farmer somewhere to the west of here. It has nothing to do with demons and religion anymore. Good for him. He's gone through enough for the Lokari Empire. I agree with that sentiment. If you're wondering if he knows more about the golden bow than I do, the answer is no. He simply received a vision showing him what kind of weapon to create, and he made the bow from that image. The god of light blew his power into Clement's creation. That is how the golden bow came to be. Why are demons attacking the Lokari Empire? Why indeed? The demons are not of this world. 23 years ago, a portal opened to another world, the demon's domain. Fiends poured out of the Terran reality. They want only to destroy all that is alive. They are pure evil. Their very existence is a blight upon this beautiful world God created for us. However, as they are not made by God's hand, he cannot directly influence them. That is why he gave us the golden bow and chose its saint. Now we'll be able to get rid of the Demon Queen using God's pure power embedded within the artifact. Hopefully, once the Demon Queen is gone, the rest of the demons will stop attacking. That's my hope as well. That's all I'd like to know. Thank you for answering my questions. I'm always happy to talk to you about a topic that's close to my heart. There's one more thing I wanted to ask you about. The question may be a bit random, but please hear me out. Is there any mention of love in the context of the religion of the God of Light? Love. Silence falls between us. Elijah gives me a long look. I let him think. There is God of Light's love for his children. There may be more in the large tome about the Lokari Empire that I have from my collegium years. It includes myths from ancient times. I haven't read the book for a while, so my memory is rusty. I can give it to you to browse. I wouldn't be able to read the book since I don't know the Lokari Empire's alphabet, but he might think me rude and strange if I refuse him. Ah, right. That answers what we were questioning about her notes that she was making. So yeah, she doesn't know the alphabet of this world, so in theory, if anyone saw those notes, they wouldn't have a clue what they meant. I'll have to take the tome from Elijah or risk drawing suspicion upon myself. I would appreciate that. Elijah gets up from his seat and walks over to a large bookcase. He takes out a large book with a navy cover and hands it over to me. If something about love in the context of religion comes to mind, I'll find you and let you know. Yeah, the people who don't like her could make fun of her for illegible writing, I guess. That's true. I take the book from him and nod. I realise that, for the first time in a while, I've finally relaxed around Elijah. I've just been enjoying the conversation and tea. When he speaks of matters he knows well, he has an aura of serenity to him. Though I can't help but notice something else in his expression. It's like an atmosphere of sadness surrounds him. When he smiles, his eyes don't always shine. I mean, it's probably inappropriate, but I'm going to ask anyway. Elijah, why are you so sad sometimes? Before I can stop myself, the question pops out of my mouth. Sad. Elijah's eyes widen. He gives me a shocked expression, then quickly looks away. When he looks back at me, he has a smirk on his lips. Are you asking because you want to cheer me up, Celeste? He winks at me. My cheeks heat up. He's flirting with me again. It's not like the relationship points matter here. Exactly. We can get all of the relationship points we want. Obviously his change in demeanor is a means to avoid my question, but I can't help feeling embarrassed. Never mind. Forget that I asked. You've told me everything I need to know. I'll study the book you gave me. Thank you, Elijah. I'll be on my way. I almost run to the door. Elijah's chuckle follows me out. I run out of the office as well. I don't want to deal with Meredith and Gareth asking me why I'm so pink in the face. I only relax when I'm back in my room. Looking at the heavy tome Elijah gave me, I let out a long sigh. I wish I could read this book. I really want to know if it contains anything important to the quest. I have no idea how to access the information on its pages. I can't read the Lokari Empire alphabet. It's a miracle I can speak the language at the very least. Unfortunately, I won't be able to learn how to read and write in the short time that remains before we embark on the journey to the Demon Queen's castle. What should I do? A knock on the door takes me out of my grim thoughts. Lady Eurydice de Kiris has arrived. Sorry, it was Levi, wasn't it? Not Levi. Levi's voice can be heard from the other side. I wasn't expecting Eurydice today, but she often pops in at random times to see me in between all the tea parties she attends. I'm always happy to see Celeste's twin sister. She can enter. Eurydice enters the room with a bright smile and a spring in her step. She walks over to the vanity where I'm sitting, hunched over Elijah's now closed book. You're reading the Almanac of the Lokari Empire? You know this book? Yes, of course. It was required reading for us when we first started learning about the Empire and the God of Light. It's not an easy read. You almost threw your copy out of the window in frustration. Sounds like something Celeste would do. Still, if Eurydice knows the contents of this tome, I might be able to get the information I need from her. Do you remember the content of the almanac well? I think so. Her tutor had us memorize passages, and I wasn't as resistant to the idea as you were. Why did you pick up this hated read again? I got the tome from Elijah. He said it might be beneficial for me to review the contents again. But I'm getting a headache trying to sift through the writing. Sounds like you, all right. You can ask me what you want to know. If I remember what the book said about the topics, I will share. Thank you for your help, Eurydice. You're a blessing. What would you do without your sister? You would be quite lost if not for me. There's nothing else I can do but agree with this statement. How are the religion of the God of Light and the history of the Lokari Empire connected? The first emperor, ages ago, was blessed with the power of light magic. He was also the first high priest who founded the Church of the God of Light. Wait, so the two positions were part of a single role at first? Yes, that situation was how the Lokari Emperor came to be called the Sun. He represented God himself among mortals. He was the closest thing to God in the mortal realm. Later, the function of the Emperor and the High Priest became separated. One of the emperors did so for practical reasons. Ruling over the Empire and taking care of holy matters at the same time was just too much of a strain. The Emperor's consort, the wife or husband of the Emperor, was called the Moon of the Empire, based on the role of the moon in the creation myth. She was to rule over the Empire if the Emperor ever got ill, or wasn't present in the palace due to going to war. So currently Empress Mireille rules over the Empire. Yes, and her Emperor consort is Lucius, who comes from the Kingdom of Durandal in the south. Can you tell me more about Durandal? We're allies with them, right? Durandal has a warmer climate, and their people have a much different culture to the people of the Lokari Empire. However, when both countries were attacked by demons once long ago, the Empress looked past our differences and proposed an alliance with Durandal. Thus, her first Emperor consort was a Durandal prince, Noah's father. He passed away 7 years after the alliance was formed. So the Empress married another Durandal prince, Lucius, her present husband. Is there anything about love in the context of the Empire's religion in the book? Love? There's plenty about the God of Light's love for humans. That's not what I mean. I don't remember any other mentions of love. Why would you want to know something so strange? I should be more careful with my questions. Yet, love was the most important thing I was looking for in the tome. Still, I can see how the question might be seen as strange. And never mind. I was just curious. That's all I wanted to ask for now. Alright. The first 100 pages mostly detail the Lokari ruling system, but I doubt that information would interest you much. Not really. Next, the book talks about the creation myth, but you know that story by heart, since Mum told it to us many times in our childhood. I nod. Elijah had reminded me about the creation myth recently. Eurydice mentioning their mother makes me feel a pang of sadness and regret. She passed from an incurable illness when Eurydice and Celeste were both young. Celeste has some memories of her, but they're faded. Celeste and Eurydice's mother resembled Eurydice in personality. She was a sweet, kind woman. How she put up with father's tyrannical ways is difficult for me to understand. I guess she must have loved him, despite everything he was. How the Church of the God of Light operates and the fundamentals of religion are detailed in the book as well. But that information is boring to anybody who doesn't wish to become a priest. I'm fine with my current role. Eurydice chuckles. I didn't expect you to be interested in joining the church. Then the book lists a bunch of myths connected to the ancient Lokari Empire, but I can't say I have a good recollection of them all. They're just legends anyway, and may or may not have any truth to them. Those ancient stories may hold the answers to my questions, but if Eurydice doesn't remember the myths, then I can't pressure her to summarize them for me. I sigh. I won't be able to fully access the knowledge of this book after all. Still, Eurydice has helped me out plenty. Thank you, sister. There, I spared you having to read through this boring, heavy tome. You don't know how much I appreciate you for it. I can imagine. We spend the rest of the day just chatting and hanging out. I could use a break from my archery practice. My body is tired from the constant training. I don't feel like I'm any closer to forming a plan to defeat the Demon Queen, though. I also still don't understand how to access the Golden Bow's magic any better. At the end of the day, I remain frustrated with my lack of progress. The next day, While I'm hanging out in the living room of our apartment, Eurydice approaches me with a spring in her step. Celeste, we've received invitations to another ball. Oh no. Not another one of those painful social gatherings. Look! Eurydice hands me an envelope with a royal seal. The Empress's seal? Yes, these envelopes were inside a bigger one. The Empress formally invited Father, myself, and you to a ball tomorrow evening. Tomorrow? That's so little time to prepare. Yes, aren't you excited? Not at all. Oh, Celeste, don't be so dour. I'm sure the ball will be beautiful with good food, amazing music, and interesting conversations. You know I hate any kind of gathering of nobles. Can I refuse the invitation? No, you can't. I'm sorry, but not attending when you've got a formal invitation from the Empress could anger her. I don't want to antagonize the Empress, it's just that... What am I supposed to do about my lack of etiquette knowledge? I'm not going to suddenly get a lot better at those skills by tomorrow evening. With all my archery practice, I've had no time to worry about learning to be a proper noble. There's a knock at the door. Paul, Eurydice's knight, opens it. A messenger from Duke George arrived for Lady Celeste. From Duke George? I bring word that my master Duke George would like to see Lady Celeste in 2 hours at the Royal Conservatory. Duke George wants to see me? Yes, that's right. I'm supposed to come back with a reply, my lady. I'll see His Grace. Thank you. I'll relay the information immediately. The messenger leaves. When the door closes, Eurydice turns to me. Her eyes are sparkling with curiosity. What's going on between Duke George and you? Nothing. I'm as clueless as you are. I mean, hopefully he's going to help us with some etiquette. We've only spoken twice so far. He's a kind man, but I know very little about him. Duke George... kind? He's always come off to me as a cold and very closed-off person. Huh? That's not how he acted towards me. How curious. I wonder what he wants from me this time. No way to find out except going to see him, I suppose. I'll call Linda and let you get ready in peace. And I'll send word that we're going to the ball. If we must. I'm afraid we have to. All right then, do your worst. Laughing, Eurydice walks off to her room, and I enter mine. Linda spends the next 2 hours getting me ready to meet Duke George. It's almost like preparing for a ball, considering I've been summoned by someone so important. All the while, I continue to wonder why George wants to see me. When I arrive at the conservatory, I'm in awe of the splendour of the large glass building. Ooh, yeah, it is pretty in here. Chandelier suspended above the table as well. Looks like we're having tea. Plants I've only seen in books on the Kingdom of Durandal fill out the greenhouse, alongside vegetation from the Lokari Empire. In the middle of the room is a table laden with food of all kinds. George stands in front of it with a kind smile on his lips. Welcome, Lady Celeste. Your Grace? What is the occasion? I take another good look around. That's enough food for a party. Where's everyone else? There's only one servant in attendance, standing by the glass wall, trying to be as inconspicuous as possible. Levi takes a spot next to him. There will be nobody else coming. It'll be just you and I. I haven't eaten lunch yet, so I thought I'd like to partake in the meal with you. I blink once, then twice. My mouth falls open. You want to eat with me? I want to scream at him to explain himself. What is it about me that interests him enough to offer me a table full of food as well as his prestigious company? Isn't he supposed to be one of the key players in Lokari politics? Does he want to ally himself with the Saintess? And I have no standing in the Empire. I'm the 4th highest ranking person in name only. George continues smiling, gesturing to the table. He's been nothing but kind to me so far. Eurydice called him cold and detached, but that's not the impression I have of the Duke. Yes, that's right. I would go even further. I have a proposal for you. Oh, so he does want something in return for his gesture. I'd like to offer you a private etiquette lesson. Oh, good. Good. Thank you. We need that. You... What? I noticed your lack of proper table manners during the last ball. I can't fix your lack of knowledge in one sitting, but I'd at least like to help prevent you from getting embarrassed in front of the court. I'm surprised and a little touched by George's kind offer. But why do you want to help me? Perhaps I have an interest in you and would like you to feel better in your skin as a noble lady. An interest? What kind of interest? George chuckles. Nothing suspicious, I assure you. Now will you accept my offer of help? It's not like I have a choice. George is offering me exactly what I need right now. With tomorrow's ball coming up, I'm already stressed about my guaranteed poor performance at the table. If he can help me feel more at ease during the ball, maybe I'll actually be able to tolerate the social gathering. I should accept, even if I end up indebted to the Duke. All right, I accept your kindness. Good. Sit down, please. He pulls out a chair for me. I sit down at the table and give the food a good look. George takes a seat next to me. He gestures to the utensils. Let's go over which utensil you should use for which type of food. We'll sample small bites of everything together. We spend the next hour nibbling at food while George slowly and carefully explains the proper etiquette to me. There you go, that answers your question, Drag. We're going to be skipping over that. He tells me about the utensils, corrects my posture, gives me pointers about what to say and which topics not to broach during a meal. And those are all the basics you need to know. If you review everything I taught you once you return to your family's guest apartment, you should be able to recall most of the lesson for tomorrow. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm guessing we're skipping etiquette because that's something that isn't specific to the world of this game. We get to learn about everything that is specific to the game and not things that you could find out in our world. I'm really grateful for your help. I can't have the Saintess, one of the most important people in the Lokari Empire, be belittled for not being a proper noble. Thank you. More importantly, I don't want you to have an anxiety attack again. You noticed? I saw the condition often during my time as a general. In my soldiers. Lowered field of view, trouble breathing, body shaking, wanting to bolt like an injured animal. I recognized all the signs in you during the last ball. I'm sorry I couldn't follow you out into the gardens. A noble cannot leave the dining table during a meal. I understand. So, I made that big of a blunder? Your behavior won't win you any favors. But I fully understand the need to get away. You've been burdened with a huge responsibility, expected to fit a grand image people have created in their heads of you. I know how that feels, and I don't want you to suffer further. We've all been formally invited to tomorrow's ball by the Empress, so we cannot skip the event. That's why I thought I'd help you gain more confidence, so you won't be as frightened. I really appreciate your kindness. You said you've seen a lot of suffering on the war front? Maybe you'd like to share some of his burden with me. What I've seen doesn't matter right now. George's kind smile disappears, replaced by a cold expression. I need to prepare myself for the ball as well. Thank you for today's meal, Lady Celeste. He's completely shut me out. Oh no, I asked the wrong question. Of course George had seen a lot of pain and death. He fought on the war front. Why did I think he'd want to discuss those events with me, though? For a moment I felt close to him, but in the end we're still just strangers. All right, I'll see myself out then. Thank you again. I curtsy and leave. George says nothing more to me. It's like an Arctic wind suddenly blew between us, taking away all of his warmth. Duke George is really a mysterious figure. I can't let my guard down around him. The time until the ball passes like a blur. I practice what George taught me with Eurydice. Soon I find myself seated in the throne room between Duke George and Duchess Penelope again. Let's see. I take a good look at the cutlery. I think I remember which piece is correct to use for each kind of food. Penelope has a smirk on her face, but I turn my head away and look at George instead. He gives me a small nod. The Empress starts the dinner, and I take small bites of the food on my plate. I use the correct forks and spoons. Penelope gives me a side-eye, clearly disappointed when she finds no fault in me. I relax, listening to beautiful music. In no time, dinner's over. Say, Saintess? When Lady Penelope strikes up a conversation with me, my breathing quickens again. What if I say something wrong? Lady Celeste, would you like to dance with me? I turn my head in the other direction to see George standing next to me with a kind smile, his hand outstretched for me to take it. If I dance with George, I can avoid embarrassing myself in a conversation with Penelope. A conversation that the Empress, who is nearby, may overhear. The only problem is, I can't dance. Maybe George will be able to lead me through the dance then? Then I remember it would be a slight to refuse him when he so publicly asked me to dance. All eyes at the table are on us. I swallow hard and take George's hand, getting up from my seat. With pleasure. George's smile grows as he leads me to the centre of the ballroom. He gives the band a small wave and they change the music to something more suitable for dancing. Not that I know what the dance is. This tune sounds like something formal. You worry so hard, your thoughts are etched on your face. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll lead you through the dance. Don't worry, just leave everything to me. We take a starting position, and George gently moves me through the dance. I follow his lead. The motions are repetitive enough that I find myself relaxing.
I wanted to talk to you again. In the privacy of dancing, I can ask you more than I could at the table.
You want to talk to me?
Yes, I do. First, I'd like to praise you for your etiquette skills. They have improved tremendously. You still lack confidence, but you didn't make any obvious mistakes tonight. Nothing any other noble at the table could scorn you for.
I'm glad.
You still need to improve the way you converse with nobles. But that'll be more of a process to master if you want to put effort into acquiring the skill. Good communication isn't something you learn overnight, after all.
I understand. I really...
Yes? What is it?
I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's because of you that I got through the meal without embarrassing myself. You're the kindest person I know.
Made him blush. I stare at George, wide-eyed. His cheeks are a deep pink. Did I embarrass him? He's so in control of himself at all times, but seeing him flustered is so cute.
I'm really grateful to you.
Enough of this. You'll be fine on your own for the rest of the night.
The song ends at that moment. George bows to me, takes my hand and guides me gently back to the table. When I sit down, he leaves to take another lady to dance. Why did my heart flutter so much when I saw him blush? When he was so affected by my words? Why do I feel so lonely now he's abandoned me? No, George didn't abandon me. He simply went to dance with another lady, as is proper when you're dancing with someone you're not courting. One dance per person. My heart is beating so quickly, but not out of fear. I'm attracted to George, I realise. He's way out of Celeste's or my league, and he's everything I'm not. A confident person, a dignified noble, a skilled general. And yet, an inkling of hope blazes in my soul. Hope that George could also be interested in me. I can see why George was so popular. I've got to say, I can see it. The rest of the ball passes by uneventfully. I strike up conversations with some noble lords and ladies, thankfully manage not to embarrass myself further. Eventually, I redirect my attention to practicing horseback riding. I forbid Levi from coming with me. I don't want him to know Celeste, who is supposed to be great at riding, is now completely unskilled on horseback. A few days of riding helped me improve a bit, though I'm still far from great on a horse. Hey, as long as you're not falling off the horse, I think you're doing quite well, right? I decide to keep practicing instead of spending more days at the archery range. I'll be useless during the journey if I can't sit on the horse properly. Eventually, I returned to practicing archery too. At some point, I become decently accurate with the cursed weapon. However, its magic still eludes me. Before I know it, 3 weeks pass, and suddenly it's time to pack for the journey to the Demon Queen's castle. Linda is the one doing the packing, but Eurydice is in the room too. You should take another pair of pants. Noah told us to pack light. We will only have 4 wagons for provisions and some luggage. I can't take too much with me. But what if your pants get dirty? Then I'll wash them in the river. Celeste? What? There's a knock on the door. Linda goes to open it. Delivery from the High Priest to Lady Celeste. Elijah sent me something. Linda brings the package to where I'm sitting on the bed. I rip it open to reveal. No, he did not. He didn't send me... Oh, you should try on this outfit right now. You will look like a proper Saintess. I pale, bunching the dress in my hands. I know what this is. I saw Meredith wearing a similar outfit. No way! I'm not wearing a priestess's clothes. The priestesses of the Church of Light wear clothes similar to Christian nuns, complete with a veil. You should wear the clothes. It's the proper outfit for a Saintess. Levi never had to wear such a ridiculous outfit in the book. He had a robe similar to Elijah's. But the outfits for priests and priestesses are different in this world for whatever reason. Why? I'll help you dress. Ignoring my protests, Eurydice and Linda help me into the priestess outfit. I look ridiculous. I love it. Oh my, like a proper Saintess. I hate you, Elijah, with all my heart. Later that day, the party gathers on the training grounds. Nobody bats an eye at me wearing priestess clothing. Am I the only one who finds the outfit ridiculous? Noah counts everyone. The party consists of 20 people. Noah, Tarek, Levi, and 5 other knights, 3 mages, 5 archers besides myself, Elijah, Gareth, and 1 other healer. It feels like a small group for such a grand quest. Still, the Empress seemed disinclined to budge on the number of people allowed in our party, or on our deadline to leave for the journey. I think it's a 20-man party, right, Drag? It's 40, and that is made up of what she said? I think? I hope the quest goes well for us despite our small group and the little time we had to prepare. I'm worried. I don't feel ready when it comes to my skills. I can't change the situation, though. I've done the best I could. I just hope my best will be enough. We ride for days. At the log. You want to look at the log? Just a second. Log. Yeah, 20 people and then a colon. So yeah, these 20 people are these 3 plus 5, 3, another 5, and then another 4. Yes, tiny, tiny colon. We ride for days. Only when we're close to being out of sunlight do we stop to make camp. I'm so tired from travelling at the end of each day that I immediately collapse as soon as I lay out my bedroll. Fortunately, I'm exempt from the night watch. We don't expect to be attacked by demons this far away from the front line, but you never know. The demon who attacked me near the Dakira's mansion wasn't supposed to be that close to the capital either. After another few days of riding, my back and butt are sore, but I feel myself getting used to the motion of being in the saddle for many hours. That, or I'm so tired that I just no longer care about the pain. A week into our journey, I finally feel comfortable enough with riding that I start being bored on the road. The other members of the party are frequently talking while riding. Maybe I should engage someone too. Oh, we've got to make a choice. You know, I feel like out of these three, I think I like Elijah best. That's my feeling at the moment, I think. So let's talk to Elijah. I'll talk to Elijah. He's at the back of our line of riders. I expect Elijah to be riding next to Gareth and the other priest, so I'm surprised when I find him alone. I slow down so that I'm riding at the same pace as him. Celeste, give me a second. Elijah puts a glowing hand to his side. After a moment, he looks relieved. Did you just heal yourself from horse riding fatigue? Light magic is handy, isn't it? I never thought healing magic could be used to fix strained muscles. Also, it's useful to learn that he can heal himself. Shows me how little I know about the magic of this world. My mindset is still definitely more grounded in Earth than the Lokari Empire. Heal me too! Elijah chuckles but extends his hand to me. He hesitates before touching my hip. The promise of not feeling pain is so good that I don't feel embarrassed at all. Don't worry, you can touch me. All right. Elijah touches my hip. I feel his holy magic pour into my body like a soft, welcoming embrace. I can't stop myself from smiling. The warmth of Elijah's magic makes me feel like I'm home. The pain in my body disappears. When Elijah takes his hand away, I reach out to him and grab him. I open my eyes to see him giving me a startled look. I realize what I've done. I'm sorry. I'm grateful for the healing, but I shouldn't have... It's a mystery why you're reacting to my magic so strongly. I don't know the reason, I just... Relax. I'm not judging you. As I told you before, I enjoy your reactions. Noah has been pushing the party too hard. We don't have to move at such a fast pace. I will speak to him at camp tonight. You didn't do anything wrong by asking me to heal you. From what I experienced using my holy magic on you, you've been in a lot of pain. I'm not used to being in the saddle for such a long period of time every day. Looking through Celeste's memories, she's ridden horses a lot, but only on the Dakira's family land and for a few hours at a time at most. Maybe she would have done better on this journey than I'm doing, considering she had more experience with horses. But Celeste's dead, and I can only rely on my own skills. Thank you. If it's not too much to ask, I would appreciate a slower pace on the mission. All right. I'll do what I can. We need to be in top form for when we come across demons. Speaking of which, you've only encountered the imp so far? Yes, an imp attacked me. Are there other kinds of demons? We should come across only 2 other types of demons for the most part. The humanoid demons that fight in melee are called devils. Then there are the small demons that come in swarms. The soldiers call them flying eyeballs. What a strange name. It's very descriptive, that's why it stuck. Whole demons have wings and can fly. Flying eyeballs, however, also shoot rays of pure energy from their eyes. Ooh, they have eye lasers, do they? They are quite deadly when encountered in large numbers. I hope our party will be able to defeat any demons we come across. We have to. We need to get to the Demon Queen. She's been holed up in the Claremont Castle for years now, but with the destruction of Barwood we might encounter her at a much closer location. Hopefully that won't be the case. Expect to have to fight hordes of demons before we get to their leader. She won't come out to fight us? In the book, the party entered Claremont Castle and found the Demon Queen in the Grand Hall, which she had transformed into her throne room. Still, with how far reality has already shifted from the novel's plot, I wouldn't be surprised if our encounter with her played out in an entirely different way. What about the slim chance both parties pass each other without interfering with each other? Yeah. That would be a surprise, wouldn't it? I imagine... I'm assuming that it would be an entire army on the march in that case, and we might hopefully notice that. I doubt she will. What does the Demon Queen look like? There are varied accounts as to what her appearance is like, because she's a shapeshifter. She has two main forms. In one of them, she's a monstrosity larger than a building, and in the other, she's a beautiful woman with horns, a tail, and a third eye on her forehead. Either way, we won't miss her. Right. Till the end of the day, I ride next to Elijah. He tells me tidbits about demons. His knowledge on the enemies of the God of Light is vast. When evening comes, we make camp. From a distance, I observe Elijah talking with Noah. Elijah then approaches me with a smile on his face. The prince took my request seriously. Starting tomorrow, we should travel at a slower pace. I'm glad. But if you ever need healing, you know where to find me. I blush and look to the side. Right. Over the next few days, we travel at a more relaxed pace. We still make good progress, but I'm less tired and I have more time to rest each night. Hello, Card. I'm doing well, how are you? I'm glad Noah changed his mind about how hard he was pushing us. As the next week passes and we travel closer to the front line, we encounter the first demons. Yeah, those are flying eyeballs. Yep. The flying eyeballs. I can now see why the soldiers gave them that name. The fiends come as a swarm, firing laser beams from their eyes. We dodge the attacks to the best of our ability, yet some cries of pain can be heard from the party. There's no time to waste being weirded out by how the demons look. I take the golden bow in my hand, aim and shoot. I shoot and shoot until I've gotten rid of a group of fiends. The golden bow is surprisingly cooperative. I don't feel like it's fighting me as much as it usually does. Probably because it's supposed to be fighting demons, I guess. Maybe the artifact likes being used for its intended purpose, defeating demons. Yep. Another swarm of flying eyeballs comes my way. I shoot and fire until we've defeated all of the enemies. Phew! What a fight! It's the first real fight I've been in since the imp attacked me in the forest near the Dakira's mansion. I feel much more prepared to fight demons I feel much more prepared to fight demons now. I've spent a lot of time training since then. Still, as my adrenaline rush subsides, I suddenly become aware that my arms and legs are shaking. Yep, well, that's what's going to happen when your adrenaline rush subsides. I take a seat with my back to a nearby tree. Are you all right? Levi runs up to me and kneels beside me. I'm not hurt, don't worry. I'm just a bit overwhelmed by the fighting. If there's anything I can do to help. No, Levi. I just need to get used to real combat with enemies rushing at me to kill me. I'm not a trained combatant like you are. Or at least I wasn't until all of the training I recently completed. All I've done before is hunt prey for sport. Prey that didn't fight against me with claws or rays of magic from their eyes. We're going to encounter a lot more demons on our journey to defeat the Demon Queen. There's no time for me to mope around, but I can't stop myself from shaking. I'm sorry you have to go through this. If I could do anything to lessen your burden, I would. I know. Thank you, Levi. I can't be weak. I have to keep fighting. Everyone expects me to kill the Demon Queen. I have to stop being afraid. I know why the situation is so hard for me. I grew up in America in peace. I never had to consider fighting in a war, especially not against grotesque demons. I have to accept reality, though. The life I had on Earth ended. I died. I belong to Celeste's world now. I'm Celeste, and I'm the Saintess. Everyone expects me to wield the golden bow with expertise so I can defeat fiends. With my resolve clearer, I feel the strength in my body return. I get up from my seat, taking Levi's hand. When I look around at the party, I see the priests healing the wounded. Everyone has such grim looks on their faces. Defeating demons is harder than I imagined, and it seems the more experienced knights and archers also found the battle difficult. Noah's expression is serious as well. We should make camp here early today. We get to work setting things up even though the sun is still high in the sky. I'm not as tired as I usually am. Is there anything I could do to help cheer everyone up? What if we throw a party today? I could hunt down some good game and then we could all eat a nice meal together and chat by the campfire. Usually we're all too tired after we set up camp to exchange more than a few words. Maybe today's the day we do things a bit differently. Levi, I'm going hunting. I'll be back in a few hours. Do you want me to come with you? I think about his question for a moment. Unlike Celeste, I'm not opposed to Levi's company. Yes, in case there are more demons around, but let's keep some distance between each other so we can hunt independently without a problem. Right. The next few hours pass with Levi and I out on a hunt. I come across a group of deer. I decide such large game would be great for our party. Bringing back some large game to camp to add to whatever the other knights manage to catch will definitely leave us with enough food to eat a hearty meal and celebrate. Beats eating mostly salted meat and hardtack for another night in a row. In my life as Celine, I had nothing to do with hunting. In short, I don't have the skills that Celeste possessed. However, I do have access to her knowledge, and she knew a lot about bringing deer down. I rely on her memories. Yes, I did it! I kill the deer I've chosen, spooking the rest of the group. They run off as I approach the carcass. It's dead. A pang of sadness goes through my heart. I've killed an animal, planning to eat it. However, I push the feeling aside. The world I live in now just works this way, and I have to accept that reality. Levi! I won't be able to bring the game back to camp on my own. The deer is too heavy for me to carry by myself. Yes, Celeste? After a few calls, Levi comes running over. He stops in front of me. Wow, did you kill the deer on your own? Yes, it's perfect for what I have planned for us. And what have you planned? We're going to throw a party at camp to cheer everyone up. That's a cute idea, I have to say. The way you said the words makes me blush. I'm not cute. I'm supposed to act as the tomboy Celeste. Help me carry the game. Of course. Levi and I drag the deer back to the campsite. When night falls, the deer has been skinned. Not by me, of course. I doubt I'd be able to keep down the contents of my stomach if I had to prepare the meat on my own. Soon it's sizzling above the campfire. Oh, the scent is heavenly! People gather around the fire, chatting excitedly. Many approach me with gratitude in their eyes. Everyone's happy to eat a large, fresh meal for a change. As the others start taking off their armour and switching to casual clothes, I decide to do so as well. When I return from the tent I usually share with Tarek and the other women from our party, I see Levi dressed in his casual clothes now too, and sitting by the fire. He's taken out his lute and is trying out a few notes. I've completely forgotten that Levi is musically inclined. The novel mentioned in passing that he sings and plays the lute. I'll get to experience his singing for real now. It's wonderful. Noah is sitting next to Levi, drinking from a cup. He's also changed clothes, though his outfit is still plenty fancy. It's great to see everyone relaxing. I turn around to see Elijah behind me. He's changed his clothes as well. He looks good out of a priest's robes. We can't be doom and gloom all the time. Some fun is required now and then to keep our sanity. Is it now? Elijah trails off, looking to the side with a thoughtful expression. I want to ask him what he means, but Noah suddenly waves to me. Celeste, come over here! When I look back at where Elijah was standing, he's already gone. Wandered off to the side of the camp where Gareth and the other priests are opening a tall bottle. Did they bring alcohol with them on the quest? I suppose it's all right to drink from time to time. And possibly safer than some of the water we're encountering, right? We approach Noah and Levi instead. When I come close, Levi starts singing a song. It's a happy tune. Folk music about a party of adventurers who have fun solving people's problems by killing demons. I sit down on the other side of Levi. Noah nods to me with a smile but doesn't say anything, and I keep quiet too. I don't want to interrupt Levi's singing. Levi has a wonderful voice, calming and fun to hear. Some members of the party start clapping to the rhythm, others move in a dance. The smell of the deer cooking is heavenly and makes my mouth water. The despair that our group fell into last week is lifted. My idea is a success. When the meat is ready, Tarek slices it up and serves everyone. We eat and drink, chat and laugh. Later, Levi continues playing the lute and singing as people dance more. It's a happy time, a memory I'm sure I'll look back on with fondness later. We may be going on a grand quest, but that fact doesn't mean we have to be serious all the time. Over the next week, we fight some more demons. The encounters increase in frequency as we near the front line. We pass by contingents of the armies from the Lokari Empire and Durandal Kingdom. We exchange information and find out we're nearing Barwood, the new location of the front line since last month. Nobody has sighted the Demon Queen in any of her forms on the new battlefields yet. However, the soldiers suspect she is now holed up in the castle in Barwood. She used to call Claremont Castle her home. Another change to the novel's plot. In the book, Levi and his party fought the Demon Queen in the Claremont Castle. A few more days pass by. The merry mood that our group had after the party turns more serious again. We'll arrive in Barwood the day after tomorrow. Be ready for a huge fight. We're entering the real battlefield. Noah gives us instructions on how to fight as a party. We'll be divided into 4 formations, and everyone will be assigned a specific area to defend. I'm in the same formation as Noah, Levi, Elijah, and a mage woman. Her name is Patrice, but I haven't talked to her much. We're the core of the party, the most important team. Noah, Levi, and Patrice are tasked to protect me, along with fighting the demons. Elijah is there to provide healing should any of us get injured. I understand everything. We all confirm that we accept Noah's orders. Tonight, I find it hard to fall asleep. The seriousness of what's in front of us awakens fear in my heart. Will we be able to succeed on our quest? The next day is the last one where I'll be able to speak to my friends from the party in a calm setting, away from combat. Whom do I want to speak with the most? The following choice will lock you into the chosen character's route. Hey, that's nice. That's nice to indicate that. That must mean we're coming to the end of this demo, right? I assume. Must mean we're closing in on the end of the common route. Well, as I said, so far I think I like Elijah best, so Elijah. I slow down my horse to get in line with Elijah at the back of our group. He's talking with Gareth. I think the fact we have to fight against the demons is a test from the Lord. Why else would he have waited so many years before giving us the Saintess? You're attributing human qualities to a god. Who says that time flows the same for the god of light? Yeah, maybe relationship points aren't a thing with this system. Who knows? And yeah, Card, the character did refer to themselves as American earlier. This is an isekai. What's over 2 decades for us could be the blink of an eye for him. The conversation seems to be about religion. Gareth has an excited look on his face while Elijah speaks calmly. I don't want to interrupt them, so I choose to listen. Elijah acknowledges my presence with a nod. You may be right. I've seen some people of lesser faith mention that the golden bow took too long in choosing its saint. How can mere humans question the will of the god of light? It's human to question what one doesn't understand. Then we should make sure people know that the god of light would never do anything to hurt us. He's the kindest, most benevolent being in existence. If it took 2 decades to choose a saint, then that timeline must be according to his plan. The look on Gareth's face is fanatical. To be honest, he scares me. Saintess, what do you think about the matter of the bow taking so long to choose its saint? I think it's more reasonable to say it must have been waiting for me or someone else, but it must have been waiting for this time, clearly. The golden bow must have been waiting for me. I know it's not true. The bow was waiting for Levi, but for some reason it chose me instead. I don't feel ready to play my role as Saintess, considering how much the artifact is still resisting me. But it's too late now to tell the others of my doubts. Exactly. The bow was waiting for Lady Celeste to be born and come of age. Nobody else but her could have been the saint. What if that's not true? What do you mean? What if someone else could have been chosen as the saint? That's blasphemous, Elijah. The golden bow chose Celeste Akiras. She's the one and only saint. Never mind. I wonder what Elijah meant to say. Before I can ask, though, Gareth continues on with a fanatical rant about how benevolent the god of light is. In his eyes, he can make no mistakes. I spend the rest of the day around Elijah and Gareth, listening to them talk about religion. Elijah's opinions are more moderate, and I enjoy learning more about how he sees the god of light. Gareth calms down eventually. When he's not acting so fanatical, his opinions are interesting to listen to as well. When we set up camp for the night, I have no trouble falling asleep, for once not worrying about whether or not I will be able to defeat the Demon Queen. Soon, we arrive at Barwood. From a distance, we can already see the town burning. Demons of different terrifying shapes are flying above the rubble. We need to push through the ruins of the town to reach the castle up on the hill. There's a strong probability the Demon Queen relocated here from Claremont Castle. We need to determine whether or not she's really here now. And if she is, then we need to prepare to face her. We are seriously unprepared to face her though, right? We can't make the magic of the bow work. And we know it requires love that we do not have. We all confirm understanding Noah's orders, then get into our planned formations. I take out the golden bow and hold it at the ready. We enter the town, immediately encountering demons. I was about to say this, but this must be one of the devils. Yes, a devil blocks our path. He's a humanoid demon with a whip made of fire. He waves the weapon around in front of himself, making low guttural sounds. I swallow hard. The fact he's so human-like is unsettling. The Demon Queen may look like a human as well, I remind myself. It's easier to kill demons with monster-like features, but far more difficult to hurt someone resembling another human being. For me, at least. There's a difference in how much the deaths weigh on my soul. There's no time to hesitate, though. We have to get past the demons to reach their queen and end this war once and for all. Advance! Noah gives the order. Our formations advance on the demons, engaging them in battle. Noah and Levi fight the devil in a melee. A swarm of flying eyes appears above the devil. I aim the golden bow at the monsters and shoot. Patrice takes one of the eyes down with her water magic. Another devil appears in front of Noah and Levi. I aim the bow and shoot an arrow straight into the creature's chest. The demon falls down to the ground. Noah and Levi bring down the other devil. They gesture for us to advance into the town. I have no idea how long we continue to fight the demons before we finally reach the castle. An hour could have passed, or maybe 4. Time flows differently when you fight for your life. I'm terrified and tired, but the real battle hasn't even started yet. We regroup with the other formations in front of the castle gates. Not everyone has survived. My heart feels heavy thinking some of my companions have died. We're going inside. The gates to the castle courtyard are open, as if welcoming us. We walk through the courtyard and open the heavy castle doors. We continue down the corridor. The place is so quiet that it's eerie. No more demons attack us. She wants us to come to her. I also think it's a trap. We have no choice but to proceed. We need to bring the Demon Queen down. I realize there's no way we can turn back now. Everyone is dead set on fighting the Demon Queen. I want to stop and tell everyone I don't feel ready. My palms are sweaty, my hands are shaking, and my throat is dry. We're walking into a trap and I feel like our death is near. We can't possibly die though, can we? I've trained so hard to be ready for this moment. I look down at the golden bow. It won't betray me at such a pivotal moment, will it? I do my best to focus and push my fear aside. A few steps later, we enter the grand hall which now serves as the throne room of the Demon Queen. Yep. Human woman, wings, horns, third eye. Check. Demon Queen. There she sits on her throne, a smirk on her face. She's a beautiful woman, but she's unmistakably not fully human. Horns protrude from her head, and there's a third eye on her forehead. She swirls her long tail in the air, her leathery wings flutter. She's as gorgeous as she is deadly.
You've arrived. I've been expecting you, Saintess.
Her voice is enchanting, pulling me toward her. There must be something magical about it. I would never want to come close to this monster of my own free will.
Get in formations.
There's no chance you just want to quietly die, is there? I would appreciate not having the Chosen if the God of Light in the way of my conquest.
You vile demon. You're ready to perish.
I wasn't talking to you.
She glares at Noah, forming a ball of pure dark energy in her hands. Noah commands everyone to take positions and advance. As Noah, Levi, and the other melee combatants run into the room, The door on the opposite side of the hall bursts open and a swarm of demons pours in. I take my spot at the back of the fight and ready the golden bow. I hesitate for a moment. If I kill the Demon Queen, will the other monsters stop fighting? It's worth a try, isn't it? I aim the golden bow at the Demon Queen's heart. You know, which is conveniently not covered here. I take a few deep breaths, doing what I can to steady myself. The Demon Queen notices I'm aiming the weapon at her. The confident, amused smirk returns to her face.
Let's have some fun, shall we?
I do my best to remember what Elijah told me about accessing the golden bow's light magic.
Don't fail me.
I try to gather the power in the arrow. The golden bow resists me.
Not now!
There's red magical energy gathering in the palm of the Demon Queen's hand. She's not looking at me, but at Elijah. I welcome her being distracted. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I let the arrow, imbued with light magic, fly at the Demon Queen. Just then, she releases the bolt of magic in her hand at Elijah. When she glances back in my direction, the arrow is almost at her heart, but she suddenly waves her hand in the air, and the arrow's magic disappears. It bounces off an invisible shield and clatters to the floor.
No!
Disappear from this world, you demon.
Just then I notice a bolt of light magic coming from Elijah aimed straight at my heart. Oh no, that red magic must have been mind control. There's an aura of red magic around him and his eyes look so far away.
Be a good puppet and kill the Saintess for me.
No, Elijah! I'm not a demon!
I move to the side to dodge his magic, but the bolt's trajectory changes. It's following me.
He likes being around you. Oh, isn't it fun to use the one who's interested in you against you?
No! No!
I take a few steps back, but Elijah's bolt of magic keeps staying locked onto me. The bolt runs straight through my chest.
Celeste? Why are you... I did this. But... I didn't want to.
Elijah drops his staff and falls to his knees in front of me. Life is slowly escaping me through the wound in my chest, where I've been pierced by Elijah's magic. I didn't know that light magic capable of healing and subduing demons, could also be used as a deadly weapon against humans as well. What is so warm and pleasant can kill too. Elijah is crying, tears streaming down his cheeks.
I thought this time would be different.
This time? Excuse me? Excuse me? This time?
Why? Why have I...
I want to ask him what he means, but I can't bring myself to speak. Speaking, breathing, even looking at him hurts so much. I don't blame Elijah, but I lack the strength to reassure him.
No.
The Demon Queen's ominous laughter is the last thing I hear before I slip into the darkness. I'm in heaven again, floating in the comforting cotton-like substance. Has Elijah been repeating time? Maybe. Maybe he has. I mean, we know how old he is, right? So he probably hasn't. He's probably not someone who's lived a very long time. I'm gonna assume we're in a time loop here. Or, well, he's in a time loop. Or everyone is, I guess. Lost in combat against the Demon Queen. I couldn't control the golden bow properly. And now the Lucari Empire will have to wait for another saint if there's even a chance another one will come forth. I'm not in physical pain anymore, but my heart aches from regret. The fight against the Demon Queen is no longer mine. I'm dead, I won't be able to save anyone. I'll miss Elijah and the others. The heavenly sound comes forth in the quiet of this space again.
You must fight on.
The angelic voice is back. What? I just died! My fight is over! Before I can protest further, my soul gets pulled into the golden whirlpool again. I close my eyes, becoming dizzy like last time. When I open them again, I find myself in front of the golden bow in the chapel, my hands touching its cold surface. The pain from the bow's light magic entering my body is excruciating. I faint before I can even scream. As Celeste experienced, death is not the end of the Saintess's journey. Will you be able to rewrite her fate? Thank you for playing the Saintess of the Golden Bow demo. Wishlist us on Steam and back us on Kickstarter. Which, yes, we're at the end of the demo. Technically, their Kickstarter ended yesterday, but I believe late pledges are open if you're interested in pledging. The Kickstarter link is in the description. The Steam link is also in the description if you want to go wishlist them. And yeah, that'll be that. Thank you, Card, for saying that my voice acting is improving. I appreciate it. It's all the practice I'm getting, really. When can we expect the full game? I'm not sure. I didn't actually look. But yeah, I have very much enjoyed this. And I am definitely looking forward to the full game whenever it does come out. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching. It's been fun. If you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on social media, which is linked in the description box. The streaming schedule for this channel is both over there on social media and over here on YouTube in the posts tab. The next scheduled stream is Wednesday, 7 PM for some more Charade Maniacs. Which, hey, maybe we'll end up in a character race on that one. Who knows? So I hope to see you then, or another time. Once again, thank you very much for coming. And this is Kalla signing out. See ya. Bye bye.